Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. And of course, guys, we are here to discuss F1 and of course the Miami GP, the new Miami GP. So it'll be making this track will be making its debut. One of two of USA tracks or circuits for this season, and of course, we know that next season there will be three, with Las Vegas being the new addition. So let's get straight into the track analysis very quickly. Let's look and let's see what they have here on the website. Of course, it's using the F1 website. So, of course, as I said, so this is a new track. Before we get into that, let's talk about the history of the track and all that really quickly. But this is a new track, and of course, I think it there was some controversy. I think that this was supposed. I think what back in 2018, I believe, based on little research that I did, that they were trying to work on this track. The initial proposal had it nearer to a dock, and I think people thinking, F1 cars near water mightn't be the best idea, so they re-scrapped it. And something really interesting to note about about this particular track is that this was built by F1, not necessarily that Miami had a bid and put this out. I think F1 itself had built this track because they're trying, of course, build some TV revenue. And of course, it's America. When things are in America, it's a big show. As we saw, there was a lot of hype leading up to this particular race. The guys were doing baseball, doing golf, all over the place. There were lots, just hype. It was a big. So we're hoping to see we hope that this is a good race, safe race, an exciting race as well. The When we break down the track, we'll get to that part because there's some interesting parts about the track. But yeah, this track was as I said, making its debut in this year, right? It is 57 laps. The current length is 5.412 kilometers. So obviously there's no track record, no record yet, no lap record as yet. We know that Miami. Well, for us on this side of the world, the race starts at 3:30, so that is great. People should not have any excuse now to miss the race, right? That is the best time, at least for me. That or but you could put it back at 2 a.m. I love the 2 a.m. races, so that's something there to note. And well, we were told that this particular circuit might be another Monaco because of the narrow channels that you will be facing when you're coming down to the that last lap, not last lap, sorry, but that last stretch before you have to relap again. So let's take a look at the track and the breakdown. So here you can see the checkered flag where the all the cars will be starting off, of course. So it's a decent little run, a straight run that they'll have. So a decent run for at least for us to develop an idea of who's first and whatnot. A decent straight run, and then of course into turn one here, the first turn here, you have a interesting maneuvering to do coming into turn two, then three, another straight stretch up till four, a downhill, uphill kind of slope vibes for 4 and 5. You're coming down now to six. Nice bend. This now I'm looking at this here. There may be some opportunity here on this bend for some overtaking. So the race should be straightforward. I think with whoever is leading the pack in Q1 and all that should be leading up until there should be some fight or some change in position. I think even beyond before that, maybe from turn three, turn four, sorry, here into turn five. But there's a nice opportunity to overtake here between 5 and 6. Come and notice have a nice, about a decent corridor here. So and we see the first DRS detection zone here. just after turn 7. So again, the opportunity for someone to overtake here, but it might be a little tricky because of the narrow, it's a straight corridor coming into 8 and 9, a bit of a downhill, then a nice straight again, all the way down to 11. So not too bad again. Might see some good challenge in there. Coming up now to 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15. All those they are a bit tricky, right? Very tricky, but again, opportunity to overtake. So let's see. Hopefully, there can be some safe overtaking, some safe driving, no incident. But I foresee some incidents here. Now, I believe it is on this particular path here. I believe it's 11 into 12. Yeah, I believe it's 11 into 12. There is a part where there's a bridge going over. So there's a bit of an underpass at that point. Again, there's a bend into that overpass. So that might be some tricky maneuvering there, but here looks very tricky for the drivers to maneuver. So moving on there, 13. So we have here so 15 to 16, and then a nice straight stretch all the way back into to where the guys started off, the start off point. So it's not looking too about this part here between 16 and 17 is the Monaco-esque part of the track where it gets very narrow and there will be little to no room for overtaking. So there might be the best point time for the whoever's in lead to really try and gain some speed there and gain some distance on the guys behind. So there you have that's the best analysis of the track. So yeah, it looks pretty decent. As I said, I can at least there's no tricky maneuvering at the start. There's a decent stretch before turn 1. Hopefully, certain drivers, certain suspects, right, the usual suspects could maneuver this and not be kissing and hugging a wall. Right, I'm not gonna call any names. You all know who I'm speaking about. But I hope that particular driver can have a good race. Right. Well, you'll get to the fantasy component of it in a bit because I think this track has me. I have some thoughts on this track in terms of who I would like to bring in fantasy wise and who's looking good. Now, something key to note now, especially as this race is in Miami and we are in May. And Miami is more on that Caribbean side there. The weather conditions are very, very important. So let's look at what Friday is looking at. So Friday, right? So at first, the weather, they're saying at 30 degrees Celsius shouldn't be too bad, but there's a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius, and there's a 20% chance of rain on Friday. So that's for the practice runs. Okay, and most of those are in the afternoon. So we will see how that fares there. Saturday, so we have one practice on Saturday, and then of course we have the qualifier later on. They're saying dry sunny weather at first, and then there's a chance of a thunderstorm in the late afternoon, evening. So this may occur just as things are wrapping up, or maybe just as things are to begin. So we'll see how they fare, and maybe it'll give us a good idea in case there's any rain on Sunday, how the tires fare, how the cars fare, the drivers fare. Again, so a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 24 degrees Celsius, and there's 40% chance of rain. Sunday, May 8th. All right. So, of course, Grand Prix Day, race day, Sunday. Again, so they're saying it'll be sunny at first and warm air in the afternoon. So that heat might could cause some could affect them with the tires, right? Depending on which tires they start off with. But there's a 40% chance again, just like Saturday, of a thunder shower over Miami during the race. So there'll be a lot of wind, maybe even gusts up to 55 kilometers, right? So that could we could see definitely see some excitement there if there is some rain. So the rain looks like it may occur during the race. All right. All right, boom bang, Michael, man. Thanks for coming through. I was just doing a little track breakdown and I was just breaking down the weather.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
This is Miami. I think the weather is important to know. So I was just talking about they were saying Sunday there's a 40% chance
Of some rain.
of some I'm not just rain, but like a thunderstorm over Miami. So maybe the thunderstorm will be over. No, Miami is huge. So there may be
True.
other areas that are affected
It may
by it.
not be by the
Just some
truck,
rain.
yeah.
Yes, so some rain. So hopefully, But I
what I
think
was
rain,
really hoping for was a mixed race, like a race that starts dry, then gets wet, then
right,
gets back dry. That
right.
would be
I would you there.
perfect.
Yes, that will add some excitement. I know that for sure, for
Plenty.
sure, for sure.
That's the chance
But
Mercedes need to win.
right. I'm sorry you missed my my breakdown. I tried to break down the track well, but at some point, so now this is the track here. I know it's a new track. What's your
Mm-hmm.
first of all? What's your thoughts on the Miami circuit? I know a lot of people. I didn't know, but apparently there are a lot of people against it.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not fitting the regular formula of an old school track. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that there was so much outrage. I tried to do some research today leading up to our
Well, that's
episode,
it.
and I was
Trucks are usually clockwise, whereas this one is anti-clockwise, if I remember
yes,
correctly.
yes, yes, correct. Because yes,
So,
yes, correct, correct.
so it's gonna be putting a lot more strain on the driver's neck in the opposite direction. One, and then I think personally for me, what the most boring part of this track, or what is going, I mean, it is 50-50. So you see how long these streets are?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have this back street here,
This
and
Monaco
then
S one here, the Monaco esque track, right? This one here,
that's it. Yeah, that's
right?
it. I
No,
find
look,
like look at this back street.
yeah,
These
yeah,
kings here, that's
yeah.
what turn 9 and turn 10. They'll be taking our flat out.
Now
So
look at this, right? Look at this. So at the start of the race, there's a
it's a
decent
very
stretch
short straight.
before we even reached turn. It was a decent. Now I was just saying I didn't want to call any names, but I was just saying hopefully a particular incident suspect or accident suspect could maneuver this at least because it's straightforward. There's no immediate blind bends. I'm not calling any names. I'm not calling any names because I watch a lot of YouTube videos today and they slandered his name enough. I am not going to join that. But I hope that particular, because this is a decent start. And then it gets into a tricky turn there into turn one, into
Yeah, you
turn
see
two,
that
right?
that turn 1, 2, 3 into 4, that going to be hairy. They
Yeah,
cannot be taken that side by side. They need to go lighten up, or
correct, correct,
else you go
correct.
have a Ricardo and signs from last week again.
Well, I was saying even the was it our first race? Our first race was not Bahrain. Our first race was our
Um,
first race. Or
Jeddah.
like the right. I remember there was a funny turn as well too. But the thing with
Mhm.
Jeddah was a little more narrow, so that's why I didn't really too like Jeddah. But what I'm
Yeah.
watching here, right? If you watch with me here, so turn 6 into 7 looks like
Mm-hmm.
a decent overtaken turn, right?
Yeah.
Once maneuvered properly, and then they get your
Yeah, if you go around
DRS.
the outside, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
But
they
that's
get your
it.
DRS into it.
They
So that's
wouldn't
not
want
too
to
bad.
overtake. They wouldn't want to overtake before the DRS section.
Yeah.
They
But
will
that's
stick
it.
right behind them through that corner, and as they
Yeah.
get DRS,
Yeah, and it's a decent, I mean not straight, but decent um part there of the track where it's not too windy that if you catch them on the DRS, then you have a decent chance.
yeah.
And I must say this track has a lot of corridors, a lot of decent corridors, and it's not too
Mm-hmm.
windy and scary. I mean, up until we get to that madness there, 11, 12, and 13. And
Yeah, that those last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners, that's craziness there. That's Monaco there right there.
yeah, and as I was saying earlier, I was because as I said, I was breaking it down before.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, based on my research today, 11, 12, and 13, I believe there's a bridge or overpass just
Directly over
passing
it.
over, yeah, directly over those
And
turns
it's an
there.
actual freeway, so it's not like it's a private road or something. So
Yes, yes,
you might get
yes.
some accidents on top of the
On
racetrack.
top watching the race, exactly, or
Yep.
people gaping. Yep, people they did mention that today. But overall, I mean, I know it's a hard question, but do you see this as a safe track? Are you? I mean, I know you said no, the clock anti-clockwise is a red flag. But what's your opinion? Are you one of those that are against it, or you welcome the new circuit?
I welcome the new circuit. I am open to trying new things. With everything in life, I'm like at least once. So let's give it a chance because we never know. Maybe it provides interesting racing. We definitely know turn 11 is gonna be a big spot for overtakes. Into turn 1 would be a battle to overtake as well. Um, into turn 17 right before you look to head over the line.
Yeah,
So
that
anyway,
might be.
after a long straight into a braking zone, you definitely know you're going to get some overtaking happening there. I think they might go line by line, one behind the other through 1, 2, 3, and then same for 4, 5, 6. And then you might see somebody right up on somebody gearbox through 7 and 8, and then pell down through 9 and 10. Maybe we might get side by side through 9 and 10. I don't know how wide it is. So that might be interesting. And then definitely into 11, you're gonna get some overtaken. And then that last piece of corner, I want to see how fast they could take those last, say, 6 corners.
Yeah. I
Because
had the
that's gonna be
same
tricky.
I had the same notes because I was saying I was trying to visualize how the battle would be on particular parts and exactly how you pointed out there. Um,
Yeah.
can you see them altering some of the DRS zones though when they restart? I know sometimes they switch or take off or take away a DRS zone.
Well, it's
That one just before the starting point. That one looks a bit iffy to me. I don't know if that might be one that might be switched out.
I think that's a good place to put it because you're gonna have it's gonna become back in Saudi Arabia. Not in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Saudi Arabia with Lewis and Verstappen. You remember how it is they were playing chicken
Yes.
before the DRS line? That's what is gonna happen before that corner. So they're gonna pell down the street and it's gonna be a thinking game. Do I want take the pass on the street and then keep him behind me? And then hopefully I can keep him off me after he passes the DRS zone and keep him off on that start from the street. Or do I wait on keeps behind him, stay behind him through the DRS, through that back street, stay behind him through turn 17, get the DRS zone and then pass him on the street into turn 1. And that's gonna be the big thing. I would personally say if I was racing, I'm no professional racing driver, although I hope to be one day. I
Right,
would
right. I
say
invite you.
go down the back straight and overtake on the back straight. Let him get the RS, but you could defend into turn 1, 2, and 3 because of how twisty it is. You had to be max crazy and dotish to try and
Mm.
pop the inside there because you're just gonna take both of us out of the race.
Right.
Unless it is you have enough speed coming down that straight, and that's the thing too. The straight there is a lot shorter. See, it's not even like your DRS gonna be open for as long as it will be
As
down
long,
that back straight.
exactly.
So if it is you are right behind him coming out of that's what 16. By the time you reach wrong there, you right up on his gearbox, you get DRS earlier past him, you reach wrong now, and you're good to go. You have some kind of gap to cushion that space there.
Yeah.
But it
Now,
should be interesting.
yeah, it should be a very welcome, Antonio. Big up.
Mr. Bottas himself.
Yeah,
But
Mr. Waters. And Mr. UCL finals. I know he drunk off. He's still drunk off celebrating that. Big up.
That's it. So I call myself a Barca fan. All my brothers say I can't call myself a Barca fan because I don't follow Barca. I feel like after discovering Formula One, I get turned off all other sports. Like I could watch it, I could sit down and watch a football game. But to say, okay, Barca playing today, who we playing? This is the thing. Like how you all are with FPL with football.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan like that. But if it is a sin on watching a game, no matter who we playing, I support in Barca.
That's good. Good to know you can support one team. That's good. Antonio. Antonio.
Of all the teams picked, but
Yeah, boy. I mean, I ain't going there. He's not that kind of show. I ain't gonna jump in. But before I didn't want to talk about fantasy yet, right? But I want to tie it into this track because I think glad Antonio come at the time he came. Because Antonio always asks the right question: who are the best chasers? Right? And I think it's now Antonio, let's break down it. You could break.
I have a slight theory.
You have a slight theory. Go ahead.
Based on what I saw in the last race,
Mm-hmm.
the Red Bull cars have a nice acceleration. Like every time I watch Leclerc try to come up on Perez, he just had a takeoff. Every time he come off a corner, he had a takeoff. So in this track in particular, the DRS is gonna be a serious thing. So I feel like the Red Bull and Ferrari Ferrari gonna be the ones battling this very hard. So my money or my turbo going up. Well, if you talk about fantasy, turbo going up be any. I got to see. I feel as I wanna go Ferrari real bad, but because I don't wanna drop signs, I still have faith in him. So I hope that he bounce back. So I'll go in Ferrari for this track, but I can't let past the Red Bull team. They're looking no Max though, but more cautionary Perez.
Well, I wanna
Mhm.
tell you, Antonio. I want to declare today on my team 3. Sorry, I'm gonna mega drive Perez. This is a track for Perez, and well, I know we'll get. I have something to show you. We'll get to that. We'll get. Let me not rush it. We'll
Hold
get to
on.
that. But
Rusty
I,
brush, the rusty
I
brush.
mega driving Perez. I mega driving Perez. I'm telling you. You know why? Watch this track. This track has a lot of corridors. My only fear for him is the 11, 12, 13 thing. Even Lando Norris looking good, but I find no, I don't trust them on bends. So I'm
Yeah,
not too
that's the
sure
thing.
yet now, but I don't
And you
trust
see
it.
that? I'm not sure if you all know, but there's a corner, I think is in Baku. In Baku, there's a corner through I think they call it the castle section, where it's really tight. And it's a split left into right. And I think Leclerc had a occasion whereby he clipped the inside, broke the thing, and he went straight in. And I think that's where he got the famous line, "I am stupid. I am stupid," in Baku. And
Yeah.
you see that turn 13, 14, 15, that is very Baku-esque.
Yeah, I can see real problems happening there. And that's my only. I want to pick drivers that I know could
That looking like
maneuver that kind of craziness.
a
Right?
Latifi, a Latifi, a
Well, I
Latifi.
mean, hey, I didn't want to go Antonio. Why I
We
just
can
look
expect
Michael.
that from him.
You see, Michael. I was trying not to mention his name, Antonio, because I think
Nah, but
Latifi
through
gonna
that
catch.
corner,
He
through
gonna
that
catch his
corner,
ass
it's
from
so
turn one.
easy.
Turn
You want
one
to
and
get you want to get that you'll want to get your right wheel very close to the wall, and then you'll misjudge it, and you will clip it with your right wheel. Your right suspension will crack, and then it is you'll pedal back left, and then you'll just end up in the next hole. If it is Latifi crashes like that, I did not obia him. I just see how the play went.
yeah. No. Yeah, just broke it down. It just broke it down.
But somehow I feel I don't know, but based on what's going on tomorrow when I watch you practice, I'll know for sure.
I find you avoiding the biggest question of the whole evening to ask me.
No. We get into that. Because I was just waiting to break down. We get into that. So we saw some news today. I want to bring it up. I want to bring up the picture. I like to have my graphics in hand and all sorts of my graphics. I don't like to just talk.
This is my new logo now.
Oh,
Where's
Lord.
that boy? Maybach.
No boy, Mercedes. A man in the work find out I support Lewis. Anytime you say, "Hey Lewis, how you going, Lewis?"
Evan Lewis.
Bro, that was a good. Hold on. You'll keep bantering here. Let me bring up the graphic real quickly because I have a few graphics to show. I have real graphics to show here.
So that car Lewis driving.
Mm-hmm.
That's the experimental car.
Repeat that.
The car Lewis Hamilton driving. That's the experimental car.
When it's experimental, that they trying out everything on.
Yeah. Is it that
I think it's just bad luck. He set up.
Is it that they're using his car in particular to do all the knick-knack pallywhack and they give Russell the better,
No, I think they experiment on both of them, those cars, and Russell just get lucky that his car worked better than Lewis soon.
Yeah, lucky. I ain't going there. So we saw this come up today, right? Where
finally.
So right, Porsche, Audi, we have Volkswagen coming through. So
I'm not sure how big you all are on cars per se as outside Formula One.
No.
So Volkswagen actually owns Porsche, Audi.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Porsche, Audi, Bugatti, Lamborghini. Volkswagen obviously, and I think one or two others. So that's why they will say it's Volkswagen entering, but it's Porsche and Audi
Yeah,
specifically who will be on the
correct,
grid.
correct. Will be on the grid. Yeah, that's why they
Yeah.
say that. Now, why, why would these particular, if they have so much success, in commercial vehicles and whatnot, why will they even bother to put the two in this arena? Why?
But
And
that's it. Porsche and Audi both have racing pedigree in other series. So there's the 24 hours of Le Mans. That's basically they take a car and they run it for 24 hours on a racetrack. You have three drivers and it's about. So that's something you can look into if you're interested, because that's be real cool too. It's not Formula One, but it's literally a race going on for 24 hours
that's mad.
around Spa. Um, but they have been successful there. Audi, Porsche in different categories and things. There's a series I follow at some time to time called the GT series, and it's a lot of Audis and a lot of Porsches, and they do well. So to throw they hat in this ring now with Formula One is because it's the best of the best. Um, what some people may not know is that why does car manufacturers take part in Formula One is because of the research and the development. These cars are the fastest, most efficient, most high performing vehicles that run on some of the most eco friendly fuel and things like that. So the technology and the research that is developed in Formula One could then be applied to their road cars. I mean, not to say like they're gonna just take the engine from a Formula One car and place it in a road car. Although Ferrari and Mercedes have done that, Mercedes basically made a Formula One car for the road whereby they took one of their engines and put it in the back of a car that they call the Mercedes One, the Project One, which is basically a Formula One road car. Then the Ferrari is a hybrid engine,
Yeah, no.
which would have taken some bits and pieces from their Formula One project as well. So why Audi and Porsche might want to get involved. And the other thing too about when it is they getting involved in 2026, they're gonna be changing the engine formula.
Mm.
So remember they froze the engines from since I think 2021 with only minor upgrades and things to the engine. And 20 this year we had a change in the formula, the chassis of the car, and the aerodynamics and everything. 2026 is the next big shakeup whereby they're gonna change the formula for the engine as well as the look at the car. So in 2026 we're gonna see all new different cars again. Um so that's why they join in then, because it'll then be another level playing field. So if by 2025 Mercedes back on top winning every championship, we're gonna have a do-over 2022 in 2026 whereby everybody is back to zero. And we don't know, maybe Mercedes might get it wrong again, maybe Ferrari might get it wrong, you never know.
Mm.
So that's when it is best for them thing. And then also too, it's gonna be quote unquote cheaper because they install the cost cap and the intention is to lower the cost cap each year until they get down to a lower cost. So that's an incentive to them. And then too, I think with the new engines, it's gonna be they're taking out the MGUH, which is the part of the engine that develops um, battery power from the exhaust. So basically, it's like it basically when it is the heat passing through the exhaust, it traps that heat and converts that heat into electric power that could then be fed back into the hybrid system. They're gonna remove that, and that's a really technical piece of equipment to get right. Some people don't finish the race because the MGU stopped working. I think there was a year Danny Rick around Monaco when he was at Red Bull. The last time he won, the MG8 started to give trouble, so he wasn't getting as much power, and that took away like 50 horses from his car
Mm.
because that was playing up. So it's a big component. So with that taken out, the engine is gonna be easier to make. It's gonna be less complicated. Um, and it's supposed to be running an even more eco-friendly fuel. So if it is Porsche and Audi are part of F1, then they get to benefit from all of this technology that they could then put into the road cars. Because remember, every road car manufacturer now, they either have a hybrid option or a fully electric option. Everybody from Ferrari go down. Ferrari have a hybrid version. Mercedes have hybrid and electric versions. Aston Martin have, I think, hybrid versions. I'm not sure. Think so. Volkswagen has all electric as well as thing. And a lot of companies set targets whereby by 2030 they only gonna be producing fully electric cars. Or the car's gonna be running on biofuel or whatever the case might be. And for a company like Porsche or Audi to just throw money into research, okay, how to build the car thing is gonna take a lot. Whereas if it is they competing in Formula One, they forced to do the research, but they could get some reward for it by winning the championship or something like that. As well as the team share data or they themselves will think. So something I found out last week, McLaren actually McLaren. So McLaren has three companies. There's McLaren Motorsport, McLaren, the sports car manufacturer, and then McLaren Technologies. McLaren Technologies is responsible for the software that all the Formula One cars run.
Okay.
So all of them use McLaren technology, meaning the software to run the car and the systems and that kind of thing. And so everybody have that system. So if it is all of a sudden Red Bull car stop working, it could be because Toto tell them you turn off turn off your Red Bull. I mean that would happen, but yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. But that's why he's with Lewis every race. But that's a whole different that's a whole different topic. And speaking of, we had to talk about this. It won't make a difference, Antonio. I don't know why you clapping. It's not gonna make any difference.
It can make a difference.
But we are. So I just want to quote really quickly here. So we have found several directions for improving the car, and we will be conducting experiments in Miami to correlate those simulations. Saying smooth, right? So the saying "smooth seas ahead do not make good sailors" comes to mind. The difficult start to this season has lit a fire within every team member determined to put it right. And Antonio, that's what.
Haters all.
Hey, anyway, who's it, right? So I want well, we have no history really to talk about with this track because it is the first first track. So I guess we could slowly get into the fantasy aspect. Before I do that, before we bring up our no. Before we even do that, how can I rush the brush there? Let's do this. We didn't do it last race.
Hey,
oh my, yeah, let me do it. So Michael, you take it away now. Actually, no, we don't need Michael. You're gonna put Russell, you're gonna put Lewis, Russell, and maybe I don't know, Gasly or something, right? So forget you. Antonio, I'm joking.
Nah,
Michael,
to be honest.
take it away.
This
All
one
that to
pain
say
in my
Lewis and
heart.
Antonio. All that to say Lewis and Antonio.
No, this one pain in my heart to say it. But first is either Max or and because of last weekend, I will tip it to Max. So I want to say
them boys themselves out.
I know a cardiologist I could call right now to do house visits, because
so Max first.
Right. Remember this, because I want us to keep track. So, right, you say Max.
Max first. Leclerc second. Sainz third.
Woo! All right. Antonio, let me hear.
All right.
Interesting, eh?
That hits my heart to say.
I mean, I appreciate your honesty. You know, nothing gonna change. 2023 is all I hear. So anyway, Antonio.
Mm-mm.
Is right.
I just feel something going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
So,
I feel let's start.
Lewis coming first.
Nah, I know about all that.
I say something happened in America, not America.
Yeah, in America, yeah.
Unless Max Leclerc signs Perez get the NS.
Lando, Gasly, Bottas, all of them are Ocon, all of them are
Nah, hold it
Sonoda. Sonoda.
Hold it till.
Yo, behave now, Antonio. Go. The man
All
right
it
there.
needs to happen, all that needs to happen is that the track start wet and Perez mistime his braking and slide straight into Sainz, Leclerc and Max, and then
No.
Mercedes will just drive away in the distance.
Wait. Antonio, tell us
Actually,
who winning
no
this
one
weekend.
to do that because I need Ferrari. I need Ferrari to finish.
Yeah,
the
you
race.
need the points. You need the points.
I need the points. I
you
don't
need
want
the
to
points.
happen.
I mean, I glad
Let
if
me
that
start
happens
with
because
Max.
I don't have them. So, because I'm making some reshuffles. But let me hear
Next time,
Antonio.
Max said, okay.
Well, as I said before, because I have quick acceleration, our nine corners they're going on cause some trouble. So Perez, Leclerc, and
In that order? Or you're going
that
from
order.
third, second, first? How are you doing? Ascending or descending?
I give him first. Sorry,
So Perez first.
I take that back.
No.
I want to say Perez first. I want to say Perez first. You know.
See,
I just
you
keep
did
on-
just.
Once Max racing, he ain't coming first, in all honesty.
That's that.
Like, I feel something going to happen with Max. That's the thing.
All
But
right.
if something happen with Max, something going to happen with Leclerc. So I don't want that happen.
No, if something happened, Max just pull a thing and affect Perez. You didn't realize that, so but go ahead.
Nah. But okay.
Let me
Okay,
hear
from
ya.
two. Going. I went bounce back. I was Sainz bounce back. Sainz third.
I'm glad for you with
Max second and Leclerc first.
I run that one more time again.
Sainz third, Max second, and Leclerc first.
All right.
Where's the-
Yeah, I'm out. So
Well, they showed down here one time.
I have Perez first.
All right.
I have Lando second. And I have Perez, and I have Leclerc third. That's me there.
Run that back.
I have
Drop.
Perez first, Lando second, Leclerc third. Now
Okay,
I know
so
what I said
first-
earlier. I'm afraid for Lando with turns. I know if because the car doing great, but they haven't been challenged yet on turns. So I don't know if they can handle all the turning up.
The
That
braking is
Ferrari going to struggle into turn 17 and turn 11 because of the braking after that
the
long
braking terrible bad.
I know that. I know. Trust me. I know. You know.
So that is
But-
why my first question to you is is it Platts or Ras you have? And the second question is how high was the grade or how good is the edible for you to put that order? For
I'm telling
you to put Norris before Leclerc?
Do I need to remind you guys? I told the first time we did this, and you all laugh at me. I told her like Max in finishing, this one in finishing, and so said, so done. You know, this not no joke, right? You know, I rooted, you know. I ask Antonio about me, you know. I tell Antonio certain things that remember he was watching football the other day, and I asked him if he started a particular player. I say, yo, you ain't start him. All right, well, that thing gonna concede. Watch and see. Boom, bang. Within what, 10 minutes, Antonio? Right? I ain't saying it's over here, but I just saying, no, it don't have to happen. Eh? I just feeling something because it was turns where, and most of the cars have been challenged on turns. As they turning, they're just not finishing the turn. And it's 57 laps of those crazy turns. Now there's a lot of
My
straights.
worry is that last sector. You see that second to last.
I'm
sector,
the Monaco West.
The Monaco West.
And it's tight, eh? I don't know if you saw
The
the track.
Monaco slash Baku West thing, yeah,
Bruh.
that's what I worried about.
Bro, that's a
Yeah.
Belmont S track. That's a Gonzalez S. I think it's bro. I said,
It's
Lord.
tight, and I think it's
you know,
walls too.
yeah, and it's for that whole stretch. There's no kind of opening up the whole stretch. So that's why I feel Perez is the chaser for this. I think Maxwell struggle. I think Perez is the man way. Oh,
The biggest
and
thing is the biggest challenge gonna be tire management.
yes,
It's
especially
going
if
to be tire
yeah,
management, and you see, the best tire people that can manage tires on the track is Lewis, Perez,
correct.
Albon proved
Mm-hmm.
that he can manage his tire as well. Um, who has his managed? Ocon does manage
Yeah,
tire
I
as
was
well.
gonna say that. Yep, Ocon.
I find
Even
Tsunoda
even
Even
Haas.
Bottas to some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah, but that's to some extent.
So I think that's the top 5 people who can manage a tire the best because it's a brand new track.
Yes.
Tire deck could be very high. Tire
Yeah.
warm up could be very low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mercedes
Yeah.
might struggle with that because we've been getting trouble to get
And,
our tires
well,
to warm up properly.
I'm
So
now gonna say that glad you mentioned the tire one because Russell was saying that was been a huge issue for them in the recent
especially behind the
races.
safety
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
like
that
that
is a
comment he made, we need a Mercedes. We don't have a problem behind the Mercedes safety car. And then Leclerc was like, then we should really have a Ferrari safety car.
oh Lord. But as you say, safety car, right? This track will be very interesting when the safety car comes out because depending on the point on which it no normally what is about a two depending on bad I know it's not a straight black and white answer, right? But depending on where it occurs, that's determines how long the safety car will be out for. Correct?
Does it? And if it is, depending on where the crash happens, they may skip doing a safety car and just red flag the race.
Right.
You see
And
in
I'm
that
kind
last
of
corner,
yeah.
if it is a car crash and he across the track,
Mhm.
well, nobody can pass. It don't make sense to have a
Exactly.
safety car. They might
Exactly.
just red flag the race
Exactly.
and then
Well,
think
let
if it
me in
is
and then
people trap behind him, I'm not really sure how they will handle that if he in the middle of the track.
exactly.
So
Exactly. So
it
that's
could
why I
be
brought
very
up that.
interesting.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Right. Oh, I keep skipping this. I want to shout out. So I met another F1 enthusiast, F1 Fantasy Hub. Just wanna they had an interesting not really
They
a
followed me on
thread.
Twitter this week.
Right. Nice. Yeah. He was our 225th subscriber today. So big up to him.
Big
Thanks
up,
for
big
that.
up.
And he put out a very interesting not really article but just a tweet here and I wanted to just highlight it. So again, F1 Fantasy Hub guys, go check him out. Latest news and anything in fantasy. He has some really good points. And I like this particular shout here. He's saying that the McLaren is a good differential constructor. It's less than 50% owned. They have been having a decent streak of good finishes recently. And I think you want to a good point here. Now you know me, I am Team Haas because of the affordability and the economicalness, right? I know it's not a word, but I love it. All right, the
Max.
economicalness of Haas. And I must say Haas has been really great for my team three. But what you think, Antonio? I think McLaren. Now again, I know we just said that on the turns and the braking, I know. But ignoring that, if they could get past that for the 57 laps and just focus on the straight corridors of the track, I know it don't work so, but if they could focus on that, what do
No,
you
we can
think,
see.
Antonio?
I mean, on the day itself, you never know, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
As I said, tomorrow we would know you would have an
Yeah,
idea.
the watch practice and see.
Yeah,
Practice and
yeah.
we have an idea.
Let's remind the viewers what you're good going. Let me just find the times here really quickly of when that is.
Yeah, I think. You see, this because it's a track that I did never race before. I really can't say. Me like Sonoda, and they might surprise. Man, let's pop up and do some kind of miracle thing, but
I still don't think Sonoda have enough experience to do something like that.
Yeah. And I'm
But
not
see,
lying to you, I'm feeling
nobody
like
did
I'm
before.
feeling a Gasly top 10. I'm feeling a Haas.
Yeah,
I'm feeling those
Gasly can
kind
do
of
a
guys.
top 10.
I can feel the lower guys coming. I don't know why. But for some reason, I'm not feeling Alonso. I think Alonso will real struggle in this run.
He is. He really is.
Yeah, he will struggle in this track.
Maybe the experienced guys might get through this one because they're the first time racing the track. They have an idea of, okay, well,
Yeah.
They just are no racing better, yeah.
Yeah.
so Vettel probably going to be up there.
Yeah, in Vettel. You know what thing too? I'm glad to say that. I was studying Vettel as well too, but I feel Russell will cruise in this. I don't know why. Especially because the car is not terribly fast yet and the upgrades haven't hit yet. So the braking and stuff wouldn't be as scary coming around those kind of bends. And he's very good at defending on the streets and the DRS because of how they placed. I think Russell could do. Now I do see him podium and maybe, but I can see him finishing another fourth. I can see fourth him. I can see Bottas, fifth Vettel up there, maybe a 7, 8, Ocon 6, that kind of thing. I can see that kind of finish. But I f- don't discount your boy Hammy. Yeah, I feel Hammy could pull
Don't
something out
ever
last week
discount him.
because it's a new track, so we don't know what. There's no history to go on.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Right? It's a
He might
fresh
pull
track.
one out
Everybody
in
learning.
halfway.
Everybody learning. So again, I just want to big up F1 Fantasy Hub, guys. Go give him a follow. Great F1 content, great nice things. And very interactive, and he replies and whatnot, and he puts out some decent graphics here. So I like that shout with the whole McLaren. So even if
No,
you don't want
I
Norris
think
and
I
McLaren,
think
to
it's sound advice because with them at 17.5, you could get some good drivers. You can maybe
Yeah.
get two
Yeah.
top 5 drivers in your bank and still have money to spend.
Correct. Let's remind everyone though before we jump into the fantasy heavily. Don't forget. So the race itself is at 3:30 p.m. our time, right? So do the maths for you all. Sorry, not doing the maths for everybody. I mean that's like what 8:30 London. That's maybe almost the next day for like Bangladesh, Mauritius, those kind of countries, Australia, that's what 14 and 3, 17. So that's about maybe 5 a. No, I lie. 3 p.m. If it's 3:30 p.m. for us, yeah, roughly, yeah, whew, yeah, boy. About 5 a.m.,
About
6
5,
a.m. for
yeah,
Australia. Yeah. Don't ask
yeah.
me why I know these things, but yeah, right. I like time zone differences. But yeah, I think India will be along the same track too, about a
Mhm.
5 a.m., 6 a.m. kind of thing around that time for them. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Practice is 2:30 tomorrow for us. All right, so that might be 7:30 British time, maybe 4 5 a.m. again, Australia time, that kind of thing. So that'll be a good thing to note and keep track of. And of course, we could jump in on our teams now. I will let you all know what I'm planning. So the deadline is Saturday, guys. So it's not like last week where you had to pick at least 10 a.m. Friday, and that was real like
Yeah, that was
scrambling.
stress.
I wanted to the Mega Drive Norris. I was upset I didn't get a Mega Drive him. I wanted to get rid of signs. I didn't get to that kind of thing. So I could finally do that now. So you have a little
We can
time,
have the
right?
full 3 practice
Yes.
sessions to
Everything
judge
is
from.
back. Everything is back. I think what no more sprints until when? Brazil, I believe. Correct me if I'm
Mm,
wrong. I think the
I'm not
next one is
sure.
Brazil. Is Brazil a sprint? I believe so, right? I believe so.
Brazil is a sprint, and Brazil is in late half, but I'm not sure if there's one in the middle.
It has two more.
Brazil, I think will be the last sprint
You
of
know,
the
I keep
season.
forgetting that Brazil is quite November and we only in
Yeah,
May. My bad, people. Yes, we have two between that. Correct. I keep
yeah,
forgetting.
Brazil is the last sprint of the season.
Yeah, Brazil right there in a way. So I was always just focus on Brazil near to us.
At,
um,
I think Mexico might be the next sprint.
Mexico's a sprint too.
I can't
Autodromo de
remember.
Hermanos? Serious?
Let me
All
check.
right.
Let me check.
I didn't know that. Right. So while you're checking that. So Antonio, what's your game plan, boy? Are you trying to topple or not be caught by Michael, and how we trying to catch Lanesh, boy? Lanesh dealing with us, boy. Hey Toons?
You bringing up my team now?
No, I
Oh,
was
the
just
Austrian
oh yeah,
Red
that's
Bull
very
Ring.
soon. That's very, very soon.
That's 9th of July.
Yeah, okay.
And
Right.
then, so it's July and then November.
Wow, Antonio, I didn't realize you had so much points on team two there, 915. Collapse. Michael, you
Yeah,
have something catching up to
this
do there, boy.
this
How
is the
much I
team I
on?
get.
875?
E70.
870, and he on what, 913?
Yes.
Nah, you right, man. That's only like what, 43 points ahead?
All right, all right. That's only a look clear the NF ahead. That's all.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa! We do it.
That the only thing. He and I just always more or less have a very similar team, eh?
Now I say we doing well.
Why the man frightened? Well, let me see what your last team looking like. You didn't make any changes yet, right? No.
No.
Nah, I didn't make any changes either.
So does he have
I have to
signs?
watch
He
at
have
least two SP
yeah.
sessions before I decide to make some changes.
Right, right. So you have Sainz, Magnussen, Leclerc, Bottas, Perez,
No
and
go
Ferrari.
believe
Is it?
I had my turbo and Perez and I changed it last minute, you know. I so
Yeah.
upset.
Ah,
But I was
boy.
like to double up on a Harry boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it
All
goes.
right. Now you're looking good. Let me see what Michael have for the while. So let me see. Michael has Sainz. Like right. So Raw was really a very similar team,
Yeah.
right? And you have Bottas and Russell. Right. Well, good. You went smart with the right Mercedes driver. And then you have Ferrari.
Wow.
Right,
I went
right,
with him
right.
because he's the cheaper one, but yes, I chose the better one.
Hey, I must say, you know, you'll be a good football fan. Your skin real thick. Yeah, I like that. You can take it. You can take the legs. So when Russell come back and win 6 straight, and we had to be so right, we can't tell him nothing.
I just want all to put away all their money for my Mercedes jersey.
Well, it looked like we had to buy a ugly what is with Alpha 3? I
Alfa
rather
Romeo.
spend money on a Mercedes than Alpha 3. It looking like you
I
had to
mean,
spend
Alfa
money on Alpha
Romeo.
3. Romero, sorry, Alfa Romero. Looking like you had to spend money on a and Bottas had to be on it too.
Nah,
Oh, good boy. Nah, boy.
nah, we
I
still
rather
have time, man. We still have plenty of time. We not reaching fifth round.
Harry is too
I
good.
rather veto that, you know. I rather veto that and say, right, whoever comes second, you know, why, Michael. I rather veto that way. Those way. To spend our money on that, bro. Good way.
Nah, I'll
Not
win.
that
I'll
way.
win. Don't worry yourself. I'll win in that jersey. I swear.
Yeah, but then you will wanna you can't make up your mind. You will say you want McLaren because you grew up
Ollie.
watching McLaren and love McLaren and your tears
Mercedes.
running down your
No
face and
boy.
that kind of thing.
I post up that same picture you put with Tutu, right? I posted that. A friend replied to me, "Oh gosh, Mercedes bringing she's probably 18 doing and she in Form 5." And
Mm.
she replied it, "Mercedes bringing upgrades this week." And I say, "Hold up, wait. You follow Formula One?" She say, "Yeah." I say, "Which is your team?" She say, "Well, that's a hard question." And I'm like, "Wait, how is that a hard question?" She said, and hey her, well, for Red Bull have a fast car, then Mercedes because of Lewis, then McLaren because of Norris, and I'm like, "You are proper bandwagonist,"
Yeah,
and
that's a
I'm
lot.
like, "Jesus,
That's a
what?
lot.
It's
That's a lot.
ridiculous."
If you tell me you're backing somebody in F1, F2, and F3, that's fair. But you're
She
telling me you're
backing
backing
probably five
five men
people.
in F1. That's real overdoing it. Oh, that's real overdoing it. But
Yeah,
I want to talk to you all about my what I plan to do. So let's look at team one first. So team one, right? This team one I use more for the like the random league. I think there'll be a Miami league. Let me see. Did they put out the Miami league yet? Because I want to jump on a Miami league.
yeah. I feel I'll jump on that too.
Yeah, I will share it with you. I'll share it with you if they
Yeah.
made one. Most likely they would have made a Miami league. So I will check and see upcoming. Let me see. Nothing yet. So they haven't put up any yet. But soon, I'm sure they will do a Miami league very soon. But yeah, so what I plan to do. So team one is more of just my general team for most of the other leagues that I jump into. So of course I have Ferrari, Alonso, Perez. So Alonso might get the boot this for this particular
Yeah,
race.
come on. He there
Yeah.
long.
I'm happy with everyone else. I might even switch the constructor. And just for what Fantasy Hub said, just as a while, maybe bringing me. But I mean, I do see the sense of dropping a winning constructor. I do see the sense, and Ferrari
Especially
has
as
been
you only
doing
have
well.
one of the Ferrari drivers.
Exactly. I don't have all the Ferrari drivers, just the main one. So I rather have those 2 points there, coming in. Because Leclerc, even if I have Leclerc and I have the Ferrari constructor. So the biggest change I can see myself doing really just Alonso. I will keep the turbo drive on Perez, but I'm thinking of mega driving him on a next team, on my team 3.
What you can
Thinking
do
about it.
is drop Alonso and you pull in under Alonso. You have, I think Magnussen is the next best bet.
Well, I was even thinking of not even him like a Sonoda or something, somebody real off because I want to keep in theme with that off pick in terms of the mid range driver. So Alonso
No,
is mid range,
Gasly, I think
right?
Gasly cheaper than
Yeah,
Alonso, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
fairly good enough. So yeah,
yeah. So I'll check that out in a time and there and see. Yeah, so team two, I think it's sent together signs for me. I'll Mega Drive Norris. I'll Turbo Drive Norris for this particular race. I'm okay with Gasly, but I like how Gasly spoke. But speaking and actions on a race is two different things. But he was very hyped. I loved his interviews. He said
If
he
you
loving
come
it. It
to
seemed
if
cool.
you come to shoot, don't talk.
That was saying no talk. So I hope he can match what he's saying. But Arsenal said some interesting things this week. I won't repeat what he said, but he did. He was saying some things like in and just paraphrasing, but in words to the effect, you see, I'm doing well. A certain other driver I used to be teammates with struggling, small, but we leaving that there. So I make it, but the biggest change here maybe just signs. I will put out signs. He's a decent amount of change before the price drop. Let me try and get him out so I can make some money off of him. And team three, comfortable with team three again. Just maybe get rid of signs. Bring in, I'm not sure yet. Maybe bring in someone just on that same price range. And yeah, I think that's me really. In terms of the big changes I want to make. What are your plans for the weekend? I know you're waiting on practice, but just in general as a first glance, what's your initial plan?
Let me pull up my team because I
Pull
forgot
up your
who my
team now,
team
man.
is.
Pull up your team now, man. At some point, though, as soon as football dies on, we can start doing this on a Friday. So at least we can do it after a practice run. If you're all down for that, we can start doing these shows after practice. So at least you
And
have a
as you
better
said,
idea.
this week in the group, we could maybe look to do to a watch along.
Yeah, so I was gonna announce at the end of the show, but yes, we're looking at doing a live watch along Sunday, seeing as the race is at a human hour for mostly everyone, right? And the football would have finished, so we could focus on the F1, which is perfect. I think we'll try and do a live watch along here on the channel at 3:30. So we'll jump on about 3 o'clock, watch the preview show, highlight any
Big up all the
last minute
mothers.
news. What's that, Antonio?
Big up all the mothers on Mother's Day.
Oh, wait, that's this
Yeah,
Sunday? Oh wow.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody in advance. You remind me of that Sunday. Sorry, my brain early. But yeah, I will try and remember that. Lol. Thanks for that heads up.
Perhaps.
It's always the first
Yeah, that's what I was
Sunday.
saying.
It's always the
Personally,
first Sunday. It's always the first Sunday.
the lucky thing is that is in the afternoon, so and it's after lunch, so you could do lunch, sit down, have lunch with mommy, and then you can sit down in your room and watch F1 in the evening.
Correct. I'll wait till there. Antonio, what's your game plans by the time? What's your game plans for who you looking at?
Well,
Is it
as a man like to wait for my practice match and then I decide what to do. But I feel like I'm gonna stick with my team this week. Yeah. But I said depending on what going on my practice tomorrow or this week. But I keep any main men, so like Perez and such. We'll keep them. I keep one of each. Ferrari or Red Bull. I mean, I'm tempted by Norris a while now, but I don't know. This being a new track that nobody really races on, I don't want to. I don't really can't see what I want to do.
yeah, you wanna stick with the experience guys.
That experience too, because the experience is what going to get you through this track. I feel like the newbies might be the ones that go in and just try to do the most. I might end up making a
Mess
mistake.
it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say that 100%.
Yeah,
You getting through, Michael?
just taking long to load us on the stream too.
Yeah, no problem. But as I say, well, I feel like some of the other guys, as you rightly said, the other guys have something to prove to the lower guys and the mid range. I could see them causing some trouble coming up top. LBI, I just glad because we don't know anything. We don't know anything. We do laha, ahaha. We don't know anything.
Ricardo. Might see Ricardo win the top 10 for once.
You never know. A
You might
Vettel,
see him there.
imagine Vettel podium come at it or something. You never know because he's one of the most experienced, one of
Never
the
know.
very experienced guys.
Something we had to talk about too is this guy. Something we never really talk about is the helmets.
Yes,
How
did you
often
see
they put
Lando's helmet?
Lando Hamilton.
Yeah, and this helmet is thick. That's why I brought it.
Helmet of the year. Helmet of the year.
Yeah, that
My
helmet
goodness.
real sick.
It's fresh. Let me see if I can find a picture that quick. Boy, Anthony, if you
And I
find it
look for
before
it
me, let
now.
me know. Yeah, if you find it before me, send it quick now. If you find it before me. Yeah, wait, that helmet.
If we
Fresh.
could use that as prizes, that'll be cool. Like a
Bruh.
mini version.
They do replicas. It's just real expensive, dog.
Imagine.
But if I had like small little versions, or like how they have these small.
Yeah, it's small replicas like that. They do many replicas, but it's still hell expensive. Dan, think about it. If a F1 jersey is like what 500 TT, how much you think a mini helmet?
I don't know about you, but I don't know mini. I want the real thing. I want the I
I
want
want
life
the real
size.
thing.
I want it.
That's on my head, but like I found it.
Yeah, put it up already.
I like that. But to be honest, that
Yeah, it's
jersey that's not that bad. Compared to football jerseys is a pound and a crown.
Correct.
Jared would know. Jared paying 100 and something, 120 something pounds for a jersey.
Yeah, I buy myself legit from the Arsenal store now. I don't go to nowhere else by Michael. I don't play that. I don't want to hear nothing on
That's good. That's
Amazon or
good.
nothing. I going straight to the store. So
Authentic.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
somebody Anna actually gave me a Mercedes snapback hat. Authentic. Came with the tag, everything.
What?
Went to work. I was still working 5 balance then, boy. So you put my little Mercedes hat something to go to work, show off, rep the team. And so the TV has gone with it.
Gee,
Well,
that done sell over already. Yeah, must cry.
I still have to this day what kind of thing.
No, that thing too close for.
You see me?
I don't mind a hat instead of a jersey, to be honest. Like most must have wearing a hat.
Yeah, I know he's a cat man. I know you like the man.
I really like hats. Ooh, I think Mercedes had a bad bucket hat though. I ain't gonna lie.
Right, you all see the screen there?
Right. Yeah, seeing everything. Wow, you have some high scores here, boy. Wee.
Right. So team man, so team. Or two and team should end up looking alike. So where are we going? I think team 1. I may not make a lot of changes. I might put signs and pull in somebody else.
Right.
I might boot signs and because right now all trim constructions in Ferrari. Team 1, I feel like I'll switch it to McLaren. Boot Perez. I mean, boot signs and no, I'm not gonna do that. Shit, that I'm not doing that. I was thinking about Perez, but I can't do that. I will not do that.
What? Boot Perez?
Boot signs and put Perez, and then change the constructor from Ferrari to McLaren.
To Red Bull.
No. Change the constructor from Ferrari to McLaren. So I can guess and then Perez. But I don't know if I want to do that. My heart will not allow me to.
Yes. Well, just send me login information and I'll fix you up. Don't worry about it.
So that's that. Team 2 is the experimental team, and I feel like I want to take a page out of your book.
Right, sure.
And it's a very low constructor.
Right.
So
it don't have to be harsh. But somebody low just to move around. Yeah.
It may not be harsh. I think I have not consistent enough. I think the next team after McLaren would be AlphaTauri or Alfa Romeo, one of the two.
Okay.
And then with that boosting money, I'll take out Magnussen and Lewis. Maybe if I could afford him, I don't think so. Take out Lewis.
Yeah, if you want Lewis,
right now I have Lewis.
Yeah.
Take out signs, take out Russell, put in Lewis. Lewis, to Ferrari to lower one, and then depending on how money go, I want to take out Magnussen and put somebody else. And then the last team, definitely take out Sainz. Sainz and put in somebody else, and depending on ask for somebody slightly lower.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how the team's looking, because the goal to end this weekend, if I could end with 1,000 points or more, I'm happy.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Because that's basically 138 points I'm looking for. And if it is in a week, I can make 188 points, 200 points. And that's what I definitely crossing the 1,000 mark this weekend.
Well, all right. I like that confidence. All right, big up.
But if we could do that's it, and that's the problem. The only team I have that I haven't Mega Drive somebody is Team 1. Because I use the driving teams 1, Team 3 already.
Right.
So
Yeah, I still have to use my Mega Drive.
options.
I didn't do that yet. I'll wait in. I might do something. Now that we talking here, I might do something real mad with my team 2. And my team 2 is what I'm fighting with you all with. I might bring back. I think I might use all my transfers on team 2 this weekend. Bring in all the experience. Bring in Lewis. Bring in all the wildness. So Lewis, Max, and maybe
and use your wild card and thing. Let's go crazy.
I get on bad because I feel as it's a new track, you never know. But you just never know what can happen. You never know.
Because that's the Rabs. I have 2 teams in the Pavilion Rabs. I have 2 teams. I have Team 2 and I have Team 3. But Team 2 is my experimental team. So that's why it Lord.
Yeah. And Lanesh just creaming us right now, because Lanesh Mega Drive early and
I actually didn't put my my other team in this league, you know. I put the other
that's
team.
it.
Otherwise,
Yeah, but as I say, next
behind
season we'll put in all 3. All the leagues will be 3 teams. They just wanted to test out how it works. But next season for sure, all 3 teams inside.
But we catch Lanesh, don't worry, we catch Lanesh.
Yeah.
Lanesh have Max too, eh? He have a dread. He have a nice team, you know.
Yeah, you have a very good team. That's the problem. You have a real good team.
Let's see.
Pick up in this early time though.
I don't know how you afford that team, but have a nice team.
Yeah. I think you have a high constructor, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know how you afford this team, but it's a nice team. I think it's because we launched it probably cheap.
Yeah, Leclerc, Bottas. Right.
They need cheap out on Stroll
And he went on Ferrari. Yeah, that's it. We see Mega Drive early too, and he catch it good.
Yeah.
Because you can Mega Drive and you're pressing DNF. So, I mean. Right?
Or you do like Antonio and I Mega Drive Leclerc, and then just
Dog, when I hear Ferrari car DNF, I tell myself, Lord, don't tell me it's flicking Leclerc, you know.
boy, it would have been pressure.
Well, I tell you, I felt sick when I see Leclerc do so. I said, no! But when he catch himself, I said,
I drive the car.
Wrong tire.
Yeah. No, but he took it. He drove a little different how we normally would drive. I say that.
You tell he was a little too eager.
I think he started to get desperate. That's why.
Yeah. He didn't have to do that on that last lap. Yeah, he
didn't
didn't have to do
need
on
to.
that lap. That was the last lap.
That late in the race, I told he didn't need to.
But hindsight, yeah, he got frustrated. Yeah, I'll be vexed too if Max come in front of me. No, I want to end this show on a bit of controversy.
But it is.
What's that talking about?
I forget this. Anybody else taking Verstappen? La Passitten boy.
Well, I'm now going to end this show on some controversy. I'm now going to end this show on some controversy. Michael.
Yes, sir.
You watching this longer than us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when I say watching, you watching it, methodically, you watching it
Since
right.
20,
Right. You don't miss a race.
2017.
Right. You don't miss a race. If you do, you watch the highlights or whatever. You right? No problem. I think. No, I want to say this very carefully because I don't want to get cancelled. But I think. No, let me disclaim one time. Nothing, no racial. I'm not talking about racial card. Forget our stripness. Me talking about that. I talking about in terms of race, not race, but racing and F1 competitiveness. Max hate Lewis. Let me finish before you chime in and I say you agree. Let me finish, Michael, before you chime in. The reason I say that, I am watching Max challenge the other drivers when he coming from behind. And it's not the same aggressiveness, not the same danger that he used to challenge Lewis with, as he challenging Leclerc, as he challenging whoever else in front of him. I said, let me stay quiet because I don't know anything. I don't know much from Melbourne when it comes to F1, so I didn't want to talk out of turn. But I'm watching the first 4 races now, and I'm watching how gentle, how nice. He not risking it all and trying to, put the because when he was challenging Lewis, it looked like me. Well, all right, both of we can finish and let me take out each other. That's how it looked like to me. I could be wrong, but I just say it. I find Max driving Mr. Aggressive because you always say that's how you have to drive. You had to be aggressive when people challenging him on his driving style. When Lewis and him was challenging each other, but that's how you had to be. That's why I'm an aggressive driver. But I have not seen that for the first 4 races yet. I've seen him have pockets of space on Leclerc and he hold back. He ain't going. He taking his time. Giving his room and run up, bam, 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 and then he overtaking him. I ain't seen no aggressive defending, right? Where it look like where he's zigzagging and stuff and doing things he shouldn't be doing and getting flagged and I ain't see any.
What I think it is too, he ain't reached to the point yet in terms of points wise and challenge titling.
No, Antonio.
From the very first race last year.
Nothing to do with that. Watch back even that. What's your races before? Just watch the season before. Watch the season before. I tell you now, nothing like that. This has nothing to do with that. I understand your point.
It's probably raps into it. It's probably raps to him.
It's a rap. No, I mean it's a raps. It's sports.
He was always the second. He was always the behind man, the schedule.
Yeah, but I mean, we trying to do catch up from trying to catch up 7 championships. You can't do that. Technically 8, but we're not going there. I mean, go just drive it, ride a race, and but the way he's driving now.
I too don't want to call him racist.
No, it's not that. I don't think it's that. I think it's just.
I don't want to bring racist.
Yeah, nah, it's not that.
But that's it. My thing is 1 or 2 things, and that's where I struggle to not bring recent it. Is it that he learned his lesson from racing against Lewis last year? Why does he settle down and he a bit more calm and he a bit more mature in his driving? That's it. I really want it to be that he learned his lesson, that he observed. He sit down during the winter break and realize, this aggressiveness really don't make sense all the time. If it is, I had to wait for him and I let him go past and I just take him back over. I really don't need to be this aggressive. And that's kind of childish at times. I didn't need to brake test him because this man actually come out and say he brake tested him. Helmut Marko actually said he brake tested him. So I really want and hope and pray that it came from a point of internalization and assessment of the season that he said, you know what? I do not need to be this aggressive, especially this early in the season. Because it could also be what Antonio said, whereby he just get fed up of being number 2. And last year, from early on, they realized they actually had a car that could do something.
Yeah, challenge.
So maybe it was just he finally see his chance. He know what I'm going with it, all or nothing. Or he had to think about his father too. His father is his only person who pushed him through F1, and his father is toxic as hell. His father beat his mother. He used to take I don't know. We don't know all his stories, but he was very hard on Max. And his father grew up in a time and comes from a day and age when racism was very much prominent. So I'm not calling the father racist, but I'm just saying he came from that era. So you never know what values and such he passed on to Max. Um, Although we've never seen any particular actions from Max towards Lewis or anything like that. So any driver
No, I think it's
for that
just
matter.
sports money, like F1. It's just
It's
F1.
just
Like it just
yeah, it
yeah,
could
yeah,
just be
yeah.
the rivalry, but
But I
there
just saying,
is
I
a
just find
clear
it funny.
distinction
Yeah, yeah,
between
yeah.
how
He's
aggressive
driving.
he
Yeah,
was last
yeah,
year
yeah.
to how he is now. I think it was when
Correct.
I was having a conversation last week where we said there's that respect or that knowledge of each other between him and Leclerc. So maybe he knows from racing Leclerc in the past. Let me just tussle with him a little bit, and when he
And good.
coming down to the
Take
end
him
of
out.
the
Yeah,
season, once we edge we near. If I put some pressure on him, he go crack.
yeah,
So basically, maybe he dies with the game he play, knowing that okay, my challenge this year is Leclerc. I know from racing him in the past, if I am 10 points away from him, whatever, while ahead of him, I just gotta be hard and aggressive with him, and he will crack. He will spin coming out of a corner when
yeah.
he's trying to overdrive the car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And that's a good point too with Leclerc. I think Leclerc showed his hand there what could happen to him under pressure if he
mhm,
not thinking clearly. Hopefully the team set him down and say, "Hey, that was last lap. Didn't have to do that. You were second.
yeah,
You will still get a good lead. Now you're sixth. You finished sixth now. So I mean, you kill a
I
good
think
lead
too,
there.
and remember too with Leclerc, aside from just finishing where he finished, that kind of thing. You remember too, it was Imola. It was an Italian race. They were in front of the Tifosi. So
Home.
it was a lot of pressure, not just from the
Yeah,
team, but from the
from
fans.
pride. Yeah,
And
yeah.
them Ferrari fans, them is like cultists,
Different.
eh?
Yeah,
Them,
boy.
them
Yeah, boy.
different.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
to
yeah,
call me a Ferrari fan, you can't call me a Ferrari fan. Because for one, my skin color alone can't allow me to be a true Ferrari fan
Nah,
if it is you being honest.
nah,
If you're being
they
purely
different.
honest.
They're real
Um,
different out there. But
so
now,
yeah,
just thought that we will
looking
bring
forward
up
to
I
catching up.
would ask your opinion on that now. But guys, we wrapping it up here. Don't
Tweet
forget
it and
deadline is
tweet
Saturday.
it. Tweet it and
Yeah,
let's see what the people say.
deadline is Saturday. Don't forget, like me, don't get distracted. Please try and remember to and let's try and catch Lennes, right? Lennes is our boy, but let's catch him. Right?
And beat him.
Everybody make a drive this weekend. There you go. Let's try and catch Lennes. Right? Of course. Well, we gave you some good ins. Big up F1 Fantasy Hub as well. Highlighting McLaren as a decent differential. Go give him a follow. Decent bloke. He follows and he also interacts with the community as well. So guys, hopefully we'll try and do a watch along Sunday if we get enough of the panel to come on. Antonio should be free because Real Madrid already won their league, so I do have no excuse. So we'll see what he's saying there. Maybe just cricket might keep him back. But Michael, once you're free, we'll try and organize the whole panel and have a good discussion. And
Yeah, definitely.
I'll try and organize some fans from Barbados as well, trying to see if I can make a nice big lime out of it. And
Vibes.
of course, don't forget, guys, cricket, fantasy tomorrow, FPL show tomorrow, where we'll be joined by, as I mentioned just now, by some Barbados FPL managers as well. So it'll be a nice show tomorrow. Tackling double game week 36. I already have a headache thinking about it. You all know, for you all who play FPL, you all know why. But we'll dive and talk into that tomorrow. Please, God, are we forgetting? Are we bench boosting? We should put captain in. Find out and see tomorrow. So again, I want to thank my panel, Michael and Tony, for coming through. Thanks for your time. And of course, big up Okan all the time, the greatest driver ever. We will catch you guys in the next one. All right, later, guys. Be safe.